Alright, I wanted to make a kind of like a tips and tricks or a tutorial video or just a highlight of a really intense ARB, well not intense, but a really good ARB match. Because I know a lot of people in the Discord, yep, 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 don't like ARB. I couldn't, I don't know why they don't. No idea. Yeah. German players, right? God. Uh, I'm gonna go to player view. And I know it's in replay. Replay is really cringe, but if I knew this was going to be a good game, I wouldn't have. I would have recorded it, and I don't normally make videos, so here we are. Um, so yeah, if you've played ARB and if you've played American Planes and you keep getting clapped by German meme shot in their 109s and stuff. You've probably read that you should side climb in American Planes, and uh, they're kind of yes and no. In this situation, um, since we do have German aircraft, aka the 109s, and an airspawn 190, they're flying straight in. We can see on the map. They can do that. American planes, their best climb over time is not very good best climb over distance. So American planes, they'll cover a lot more ground distance per altitude than other aircraft. So that's why you side climb. So if we climb straight in, we would be like over, we'd be at the lake, um, and we'd be yeah, right in the enemy's face, and we would just get pounced on, and we wouldn't have any chance. Um, so yeah, me and this other dude just flying in formation. I think he's in the premium P-51. Looks like he's got racks on there. I don't know why. For the rockets. Anyways, and yeah, I'm using knots and feet. For those of you who don't know, feet is the official worldwide aviation unit of measurement. There's some weird places that use meters for altitude, but no, feet's the standard. It's more precise. Yeah, and yeah. So P-51 is a very high climb speed because usually your best climb, your VY, is like 1.3 times your stall speed. I'm going a little bit above that. I think the P-51 stalls at maybe like 80 or maybe 100 knots. Um, so yeah, we're just keeping the speed up, and you want to have indicated airspeed active, because that's what your plane feels like it's doing. Because your indicated will change with altitude. If you noticed, if you ever got to high altitude, your plane feels like it's flying like a boat. It's because the air's thin. So you always use indicated airspeed, IAS, as your measurement, because that's what your plane feels like at the speed it's at. The speed here is like your ground speed, or your true airspeed. So yeah, we turn in because we're at similar altitude as most of the enemies, and a lot of them are low down here. That one P-51 that was skating across the ground, yeah, he's gonna get clapped. And American planes, especially the Army planes, the P-51s and the P-38s and the P-47s, they're terrible at low altitude. They don't. I mean, Mr. Ambreezy over here, he is an essential part of why we did so well, because half their team said, "Oh, I want the easy kill and dove after this guy." He had no chance. Yeah, he just got clapped. Um, but yeah, if you want to do well, climb. And I here lately I've seen a lot of people that say like they stop climbing, like if they're in a zero or a yak or a LA5 or something. Once they hit a certain altitude, they'll stop climbing. But no, always, even if your airplane's terrible at altitude, it's always good to have altitude. Um, Altitude is your friend. Uh, so yeah, as you can see, we're not rushing in. We're not diving after anyone yet, just because they have so many more down here, and that yeah, the if we dove now, we still wouldn't be able to save these guys because that 190. He committed hard on that T-18, and now he turned, and the Spitfire is going to be able to catch him. Uh, yeah, those guys are already dead. If we wouldn't be able to save them because it takes time to get down there. So I see this VB-10. He's the highest guy up. Usually you work your way from top to bottom. So I do a shallow dive to try to get some speed to catch this VB-10. He's going after the B-25, and he's already damaged. I don't know if you hit him. And yeah, at this point you could like they're not spotted right now. Okay, there they are. There's like 4 of them, 4 enemies right there. Our team's not looking too good. And crucial tip here. Not that button. Crucial tip. Don't chase bombers. Don't go after bombers. This VB-10, I think he's only got 50 cows. And this B-25 is using stealths in his in his turrets. Don't go after bombers, dude. This B-25 has as many guns facing backwards as that guy has facing forwards. Don't do it. You might think bombers are easy kills. Maybe if you're in a German plane, because meme shot, but don't go after bombers. Usually it's a trade, and you're out of the game, and you're dead, or you get so messed up that you have to RTB, or your MAME's so bad that you're not competitive in a fight. And I guarantee you, this 109, he chased a bomber, and that's why he's back at base, because his engine got shot out. Okay. And it's at this point that I turn around and I see Tuskegee is in a fight with these guys. He probably turned around a little too quick there. P-51 needs a lot of turning room. So yeah, it's a 2v3 at the moment, and he's going for the Spitfire. It looks like he's evading that P-39. Spitfire evades. And now he's in trouble. Oh, there's... yeah, okay. Yeah. And notice how I'm not flying at him. I'm trying to get a good approach on these guys. You don't want to take head-ons or anything, because one, they can see you, and then two, they can take shots at you. And this guy did a very good play here. He tried to bring these guys up. But unfortunately, I have default rounds in my stock P-51. If I was in like a 190 or a 109, or if I had cannons, both of those guys probably would have died there. But default round belt 50 cows just couldn't do the trick. I got crits on both of them though. And this guy's toast. I probably should have looped around a little bit faster, tried to get the Spitfire, but I decided to take the Hellcat. Mistake by me. The Hellcat's a pretty big threat, very durable plane, very good at turning, so I just wanted to get him out of the way. I'm not too scared of Spitfires and the P-51 just because I'm so much faster than Spitfires are, and their guns are not very good. So always take out the high threat things first. I probably should have taken out the Spitfire to help save my guy, but I didn't know that P-39 was headed back to base, so you know, hindsight's 20/20, right? So yeah, at this point they have two guys, RTB, the P-39 and the Spitfire. Uh, and then they have this Wyvern over here that's farming score on the bases. And that 109 is trying to chase him, but he won't ever catch him. It's a Wyvern. He's got a jet engine. And another tip in ARB, when you have downtime, climb. Always climb. Maybe not as aggressively as the beginning of the match, because you don't know where the enemies are, but you know, you want to have decent speed and you just always want to be getting altitude. It doesn't matter what plane you're in. Even if you're in a yak or a zero and your dive speed's awful, you always just want to have an energy advantage. It never hurts. So I see that I won't be able to catch these two. They're basically already at their airfield, so I try to get an intercept on this Wyvern. He's headed back to this airfield, so I turn in a little bit so I don't overcommit, and if I do get there and get shot down by AA. And I don't think I'm going to reach him. So let's look at the leaderboards here. So at this point, it's a 3v4. Hey, they have the Wyvern or the Wyvern, and then 3 fighters. And it's me, this 109 that probably chased a bomber and got his engine shot out, had to land, and then we tried chasing this Wyvern and didn't get anywhere with that. Yeah, don't chase bombers. And I see the airfield there, and I know the Wyvern is somewhere around here. He's probably close to landing. I know I won't be able to reach him, so I just keep getting some altitude and keep my speed up, and yep, there we go. F4U. And another tip, don't take head-ons. And this guy, yep, he didn't even try to shoot back. I'm not sure what his plan there was, but he didn't try evading either. That Corsair, I think the Corsair is using stealths, but like it, that was not a very good play on him. The 109 didn't even shoot, and the Corsair was already lighting him up from like a mile away, and his wing got blown off. So this is the 1C. This is a Corsair with the 420mm cannons. Very dangerous plane, especially for me, because he's very fast, he turns better, and has more dangerous guns. But I have an energy advantage on him. And another mistake a lot of people make is, in this situation, they would have taken a head-on. They would have just dove on this guy and taken a head-on, which is a terrible idea, because it puts you in danger, and you might die, and you might not even kill the dude. So literally just be patient, give it like 20 seconds. You have the energy advantage, just loop around and you'll be on his 6. I actually lose him here. He disappears in the water. So I'm doing roll, and then I pick him up again. And yeah, I'm right on his 6. Being patient really pays off, right? I get some hits here. I don't think anything major though, but I'm not dead. And I still have the energy advantage. Another mistake a lot of players make, especially in US planes, right here they either would have committed to a turn fight or done it in a very aggressive climb. As you can see, I'm maybe climbing at like 20 degrees. Yeah, especially in the P-51, you always want to keep your speed up. The P-51 does not like being slow. So always keep your speed up. Do gradual climbs, get good separation. You lose a hell of a lot of speed in turns. You can see this. There is a little vertical there, but yeah, I went from what, 190 to 130 knots, so like, I don't know, 400 kph to 200. And the Corsair is a very fast plane. He's especially along the deck. And he probably has upgrades. I'm stuck. I'm not going to dive after this guy because it would just be a waste of altitude. And I don't know where the rest of the enemy team is. There's still 3 other guys. So yep, there we go. a Wyvern pops up, and he's going to go after this B-17. Again, what did I say before? Don't go after bombers, especially when there's enemy fighters around. Like, this is a terrible play by the Wyvern. He yeets up, tries to get some hits on the B-17. He might have got a few, but he just got lit up by that dude's machine guns. And now he's in a very bad spot, and very easy kill for me. And there it is, dead. Don't go after bombers. And again, keeping my speed up, doing I'm climbing up to this B-17 for some cover if this F4 decides to pursue. But yeah, with American planes, they're really heavy. You can't do aggressive climbs. You kind of got to be smooth with them. And again, I'm just keeping my speed up and trying to get some altitude. I don't know. Yep, there's one of them. I don't know where the rest of these guys are at. So, and I'll say it again. Don't go after bombers, because this guy dives and hard commits on this bomber. And he's going to, yeah. B-17's lighting him up. I'm not sure if he got hits on him, but he's shooting at the F4. Spitfire's inbound. The Spitfire really should have gone after me, but again, he goes after the bomber. He could have had some good hits on me here, but he didn't go for it. I get a crit on the Corsair, and again, just extend away in a flat line or shallow climb. This P-39 is very fast plane, so I keep it flat, but airfield's right here, so I'm going to have to turn around. I don't know how I'm not dead yet, to be honest. Very lucky. Yeah, I'm on their airfield. I'm not getting shot yet, so who knows? Just got lucky here. But hey, we don't play War Thunder for consistency, right? I don't know what was going on. I noticed at this point, so I make the turnaround a little sooner than I'd like, so I have to... Very, very sketchy. This P-39 just misses, and I get a very, very lucky pilot snipe on the Spitfire through the floor of his plane. Feels bad for that guy. Incredibly lucky. I don't know what's going on. Now the AA is shooting. I take some shots at the Corsair. He's trying to land, set him on fire. And I'm below the terrain, so I can't get shot at. Yeah, I don't know what was going on with that airfield. I have no idea why I'm still alive. But this is where a lot of people make mistakes. A lot. Like, a huge amount. They see someone behind them and they're shooting. They think they got to evade or dodge or something. But you can see here, I'm fine. He's taking some hit. He hit my flap and it's orange. Like, I'm in the faster aircraft. He dumped half his ammo on that B-17. He can't take too many more shots. So he's saving his ammo and I can just fly away from him. A lot of players will try to either pull up or try to do a quick turnaround or something. If you're in a Zero or a Spitfire or something like that, that's a valid strategy. But in a fast airplane like this, like the P-51 or a P-47 or 190 or even 109s, in this situation, if you're in the faster aircraft, literally just fly away. Another mistake a lot of people make is when they see the guy pull off, they'll immediately pull off after him. You don't want to do that, because then you'll just put yourself right back to where you were. You need to get that separation. So you can do a turnaround. So yeah, we're just going to extend here. Get like 2 or 3 miles, or I don't know what that is, like 4 or 5 kilometers away. Just so you get plenty of turning room and you can get some altitude. Again, when you have downtime, always get some altitude. So yeah, at this point, I feel like I'm far enough away. He's not even spotted. I have a little bit of altitude, so I make the turnaround. Yep, 2 miles away, and I have plenty of time to get my speed back. And we're going to go into my view here. I'm waiting, getting as much speed as I can. Shoot early. He shot sooner than... This guy's good in head-ons, as you see here. He'll get hits on. This camera sucks. Yep. he let me up pretty good, but I got lucky. Um, but yeah, head-ons. American planes are really good in head-ons. All right, and here this guy's he's playing very cautiously. He tried to get some more altitude, but he could have just continued that turn and he would have been in a better position. And then here, instead of continuing the turn, he turns the wrong way. He turns the opposite direction. So that I see that, and that gives me an opportunity to run away again. Because the P-39 should beat the P-51 in a low altitude turn fight, especially an unupgraded one. But this is where some interesting stuff can happen. So he is fresh off the airfield. He's got full tanks, right? He's got full fuel. I'm probably running on like 5 minutes at this point. And I've got like 500 rounds. So my performance is a bit better than what you'd expect a P-51 to be, just because I have so little fuel. The reason why the P-51 kind of doesn't feel super good is because Gaijin makes you bring like 30 minutes of fuel, and it's like the match is only 20 minutes long. So yeah, here we are, just getting that separation. Doing a slight climb to get some altitude back, give me some room to bail out if things go wrong, like I did that last time. And again, shallow climbs, keep the speed up. A lot of the American planes, like the Corsair, the P-51, P-47, P-38, P-39, to a lesser degree, but yeah, you got to keep the speed up. All right, so I see him pull off a little bit, so that's when I take my opportunity to turn around. He's 2 miles away, so that still gives me some time to get a little bit of speed back. This is about 1,000 meters in altitude. And again, we're going to take a little head-on shot. I do a little burst there, just because I'm low ammo. And right there. So right here, I know he's going to beat me. He's got more energy. He's got more speed. If I continued my turn this way, he would have been on my 6, no problem. So I do a turn reversal as he's coming around, since I'm probably a hell of a lot slower than he is. So that allows me to dive under him and get out of his nose. And at this point, I'm just being defensive. I'm just trying to put myself in a spot to where he can't get guns on. And I'm feathering the flaps. I'm even using manual engine control and adjusting the prop pitch constantly, doing the flaps, all that good stuff. Take some shots so I couldn't get any. And that was a mess up right there. He should have kept going in the vertical. If he continued his vertical loop, he would have been on my 6. But he cut his turn in, and then he keeps reversing his turns, which is a very bad idea. Because the P-39 will beat the P-51 in the vertical. The P-51 is very heavy. And as you can see here, he goes again for the vertical. And I simply cannot keep up. If he keeps doing these vertical turns, then I wouldn't be able to compete. Yeah, you can see how much ground he gains there. And yep, he continues doing the vertical. Oh, come on, camera. Hold on. This is a key moment here. Can I do this? All right. But he reverses his turn. Did you see that? He was in the vertical and he saw me coming up and he reversed his turn, which was a critical mistake. If he kept doing what he had, he would have been on my 6. But he reversed his turn at the top of his climb there, and that put him right in front of my guns. And I got an engine shot, and here it's over. It's just a matter of me saving my ammo. I think I've got like 80 rounds left or something. There's a minute left on the clock. They're ahead in tickets. If I don't get this guy, they're going to win the game. But that critical mistake of him reversing his turn at the top of his loop there really messed him up. So yeah, now I'm just trying to get these last few shots and engine fire, and it's over. And I'm really surprised at how well the P-51 did against the P-39 in that turn fight there. But if he used the vertical, and if he hadn't rearmed or dumped all his ammo in that B-17, I think things would have been very different. Because at this point in the game, I think the P-51 has a 30-minute fuel load. The game's 25. Yeah, so I had like, and I was wept most of the time. So I probably had like 2 minutes of fuel left. So my performance was a little bit better. I had like 50 rounds left. And I'm sure he was damaged a little bit from those head-on shots I took. That's why I was taking those head-ons, by the way, is because if I can get a few pot shots in, damage his flight model, then it'll put me in a better position for the turn fight that will have to happen. And and you know, not without risk. He did get some hits on me, but nothing major. So yeah, very, very intense. Yeah. How much time was left? 20 seconds left on the clock, and I had 50 rounds left. Very, very clutch game there. 5 kills. That was a good time, but yeah. A big thing with ARB is positioning and knowing your enemy, knowing what you're good at and knowing what they're bad at. But yeah, I hope that commentary kind of maybe cleared up some things, maybe gave you maybe some tips or tricks that you can use to improve your performance in air. Yeah, thanks for watching.